Mike Capone, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the American Cuemakers Association at the International Cue Collectors Show in Chattanooga, Tennessee. How we doing, Mike?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Let's talk about this beautiful work of art that you're holding in your hands here.
So we got, it's an unknown burl in the top and bottom. I couldn't tell you exactly what it is. It's something that, you know, we had a piece big enough that we could do the front and the back. And we got the panel inlays with the mitered veneers on the top. We got 4 panels going around top and bottom, and we got some blue veneers in here that kind of match the carpet in the floor here. Some different shades of blue.
You do black paper between your veneers?
Yeah, there's black paper in here to separate them.
Is that typical for your normal cue construction?
A lot, yeah. I think it really helps separate the colors or make some of the colors pop so they don't, you know, bleed next to each other or blend together.
You also believe in the coring process, of course, too, right?
Yeah, everything.
So everything you make is cored?
Correct.
Do you have a preference on what you core with?
Everything is cored with straight grain maple.
Okay, awesome.
Everything is maple, even the maple.
Okay, the maple's cored too.
Maple's cored with maple.
Interesting.
And a lot of people talk about that, but the example I give, it's not the wood that's in there, it's the process of gluing it together and stuff like that. It's just like if you took a deck of playing cards, you can bend them in your hand to the shape of a C, right? But if you went and glued all those cards together, you couldn't.
That's interesting.
So it's not that it's different woods, it's the construction and then
now let me ask you this
and stuff like that.
In regard to, I notice your cues always stay really consistent with the weight. You know, if you pick an ebony cue, it's going to weigh so much and so on. When you're in the beginning stages of constructing a cue, what do you typically do in order to be able to keep that weight so consistent?
So when I build the cue, the front is completely finished before it gets attached to a handle. So the front is cored, the points are cut in it, the ring work is put on above and below, at the bottom of the wrap and in the joint. All the inlay work is done, and it's turned to final size. So that's going to then get connected to a handle that's already pre-tapered and is about 80 thousandths oversized. So by weighing those two pieces,
interesting,
I can figure out how much weight's going in the middle of the cue, whether we're going to drill it out, lighten it out, whether you're using aluminum or brass or titanium or whatever, and try to get it pretty, try to get spot on without slamming something in the butt sleeve.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that. So these points, I notice the reverse points that are in the butt sleeve of the cue here.
Yep, it's the same amount of work to do the bottom as it is the top.
What's super cool about these particular points, I don't think I've ever seen reverse points that long before. Is this something that you do traditionally speaking in your designs? Or?
No, and very rarely do I do the reverse points in the butt because it's a little different setup. It's made the same way, but this cue's wrapless, so even if they can't, it's just a shorter section, that's all.
In that handle section alone, there had to be a tremendous amount of hours that went into that.
There's approximately 14 feet of silver wire in here.
14 feet.
14 feet. So there's eight sections going each way. So.
Now this technique, I noticed that you're starting to see more predominant cue makers that are incorporating the silver in the handles. Is that something that is a newer technique or something that has just kind of been developed?
Yeah, the more you see it, the more other people ask for it. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those types of deals.
Mike, how long have you been building cues for?
Since 1993.
1993. And you've been full-time?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Could we take a look at what you have over here on display?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for sharing that with us. So you do have some cues that are available at the show?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go over with Mike, take a look at his display, but take a look at the amount of people that are here now. This is Saturday. It's open to the public. We're talking with Mike Capone, the president of the American Cuemakers Association. Mike, have you been present at this event since the beginning?
No, I came for the first time at the last one that was in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So I've been in Oklahoma City and here.
Okay, so just to clarify, for people that don't know, this happens usually, it's every other year.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a hiatus before the last one because of COVID and all that, so some time had passed. But we talked this morning, and I think, Sean, Matt, and Jason have, stepped up to the plate, and they're looking for input. And I think we've kind of decided that it's going to be a bi-yearly thing every 2 years.
We're excited about it. Let's see what you got available on the rack over here. These guys work all year long in preparation for these shows to give people the opportunity to be able to see their work and to be able to purchase these cues without having to wait in line. There's not another show like it. All right, Mike, what do we got here?
So we got a couple pointed cues, a couple plainer cues with some fancier ring work in it or whatever.
So this is bird's eye, this is ebony?
Bird's eye, ebony handle. And we've got some fancier ring work, some inlaid ring work going on.
This is kind of signature ring work for you, isn't it?
A little bit.
Okay. You don't see other people really using that. It's really unique.
There's some, everybody does a little different flavor.
Yeah. The other thing I noticed, your cues have what I prefer, what I consider to be a more solid hit. Does that have a lot to do? There's always information out there. People say that the hit, of course, is in the front end of the cue. You use a radial pin typically.
Correct.
And we know that you core. Is there a specific reason why they seem to hit firmer than most people's?
You're just looking for the construction to be clean and tight.
Okay.
If putting everything together, as long as it's tight, you don't want a lot of glue in the cue. You want glue to glue the pieces together, but the glue doesn't want to fill space.
That's a good point. I haven't heard that before. So people that are in the beginning stages can over glue.
So, if your pieces fit sloppy, you need more glue. So, if you're putting if you've got just enough clearance that the pieces come together, then your glue is going to go in there and it's going to wick into both parts and all that. The glue is an adhesive, it's not a filler. So, if your parts fit together sloppy, now you might as well be casting the cue out of glue.
We're getting a master class here, ladies and gentlemen. So don't do sloppy work, right?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
Mike, that's Coco Bolo on the end there.
Yeah, it's Coco Bolo, and that's a new ring that we've just done for the first time here.
And to clarify, nothing at this show that the cue makers have on display has any ivory in it. Most of it is Elfrin, or what material do you use for the substitute?
I use the Elfrin Super Tusk.
Okay, Super Tusk.
So everything is Super Tusk, whether it be the inlays, the points, the ring work, all of it.
What's the approximate pricing on these cues that are available?
These cues range from $2,200 to $5,500.
Okay, $2,200 to $5,500. Last thing is this. Because you're always a big staple at the Super Billiards Expo, and you're always at the Derby City Classic, and now you guys are doing this again, when this show concludes or when the Expo concludes, do you have to start working on your cues right away for the next show?
Not necessarily. I'm always putting stuff together as it goes, and some stuff was, in the process before we came here that didn't get finished for here, that makes it, whatever doesn't get done for the one show just makes its way to the next one.
It's amazing. Thank you for taking the time,
No
Mike.
worries, I appreciate it.
If somebody's interested in possibly getting in touch with you, what's the best way to contact you?
Either email at caponecues@gmail.com or through my Facebook page. If you just search Capone Custom Cues on Facebook, you'll find it.
There you go. Mike Capone, International Cue Collector Show 2025, Chattanooga, Tennessee.